Welcome out to Monroe, Louisiana, here at the Sterlington Sports Complex. Field 1, Ouachita facing off against the University of Arkansas Monticello. Here in Game 2, Monticello got the best of Ouachita in Game 1, ended up scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to take a 4-2 win. Ouachita started things off in the top of the first with a 2-run blast by Louis Steen, but couldn't come around to score any more runs in the rest of the 8 innings. They ended up losing 4-2 once again. I'm Josh Salem here at Field 1, and we're just now getting underway as it'll be Matt Lunt on the mound to start things off for Monticello, and he'll throw strike 1 to Aaron Studdard. Your starting lineup for the Ouachita Tigers here in the top of the first. It's Aaron Studdard at shortstop leading things off. Batting second is Logan Honeycutt. Back-to-back strikes coming in to make it a 0-2 count to Studdard. Honeycutt at first base. Tyler Reebok at third base, batting third. Batting fourth is Louis Steen in center field. Batting fifth, Kate Stewart in left. The next pitch is low, ball 1. Bo Sutton is in right field, and he's batting sixth. Batting seventh is Zach Izzo behind the plate, as he'll give Cade McBride a break. Hunter Gotro batting eighth, the designated hitter, and batting ninth is Chris Willard, the second baseman. Big swing and a miss. First strikeout for Matt Lunt, and he'll get the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Logan Honeycutt, who's an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, as Lunt came across to get that one. Lunt has a 0 earned run average through 6 2/3 innings of pitching. Has given up 5 runs, though, all of which have been unearned, and 6 hits. First pitch swinging by Logan Honeycutt, who got a single in the top of the 9th inning last game. He swings through that pitch. Brandon Matros on the mound for Ouachita today. He will pitch this 7-inning game, and we'll see him in the bottom of the first. 1-1 count as the next pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Off speed on a 77-mile-an-hour changeup. Catches Logan Honeycutt swinging above it. He'll have to battle with 2 strikes against him, 1-2 count. The windup from Lunt. And the next pitch is way out. That was an 89-mile-an-hour fastball off the corner. Really bringing it today. Has not pitched a lot of innings, but they like to see him go this 7-inning game. That's going to be laced down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Logan Honeycutt hustling over. He's going to have at least a double. He'll stand up, and he's safely into second base. That'll bring up Tyler Reebok, who's up next, and he's going to try and time up the fastball here. It was a good job by Honeycutt jumping on that inside fastball with 2 strikes against him and hitting it down the third base line. Honeycutt really come along as in these last few games as a hitter. And he's getting the start at first base here in game 2. Lunt will work out of the stretch. The first pitch outside for strike 1. 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Quick movement. Louis Steen on deck. Had that 2-run home run in the first inning before Ouachita could not bring any more runs across. 2 errors in the bottom of the 8th allowed for Monticello to take the lead and ultimately win the game 4-2. One here with an out. Logan Honeycutt at second base after doubling down the third base line. The pitch is going to be instead fouled down the first base line as it's pulled. Tyler Ebach going to have to battle with 2 strikes here. Steen awaiting his first at bat against Lund. Strike 3 as Reebok swings over it, swings through it as well, and so it'll be Louis Steen who comes up with 2 outs in the inning and a runner in scoring position. Ouachita was able to jump out early last game, and they'd love to do so here with 2 outs. Ouachita off of the loss fell to 1-3 in conference, as well as Monticello picked up their first win in conference and improved to 1-3. First pitch, paints the outside corner with a fastball, 87 miles an hour for strike 1. The 0-1 here with 2 outs. Lund comes set, delivers the next pitch. Check swing, Louis Steen. Anyways, it's called a strike regardless. Steen gonna have to battle with 2 strikes, shorten up here. Lund is a powerful pitcher with a fastball, and we've seen him top at 89 so far. Might hit 90 by the end of the day. And he will strike out the rest as Logan Honeycutt is stranded with a 1-out double. We'll go into the bottom of the first. Brandon Matros to come up, and we'll give you the starting lineup for Monticello in just a moment.
Go, boy. I gave it to you. Come on, man.
Starting lineup for Monticello, it's Nate English, who had a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th that tied things up before Monticello pulled ahead. First pitch from Brandon Matros is a ball 1 down low. John Maldine batting second, the designated hitter, English in center. Jordan Johnson at third base batting third. Batting fourth is Caleb Warden. That's a pop-up to right field, Bo Sutton underneath it. And he will catch it for the first out. Warden at first base, Andrew Perrano, Andrew Perrano behind the dish. Grant Shepard batting 6th in left field. Elijah Salea in right field batting 7th. Batting 8th is Audie Cleary at second base. And Kyle Frame, the shortstop, batting 9th. We just saw Matt Lunt on the mound, struck out the side, and the first pitch in the at-bat to John Malden is a ball off the corner. Score update for you, Arkansas Tech defeated Henderson State earlier, 10-6. They're currently in game 2 right now. It's going to be a single up the middle. Good piece of hitting by Maldine, and he's on for the first time today with a base hit. But he has reached multiple times in that first game the hit by pitch, as well as did have a few strikeouts against him. Jordan Johnson, up next. First pitch is low.
Hey, not bad, not bad.
Monticello looking to strike early here in the bottom of the first. Delivery home, popped up, and it's going to get up and out of play on the first base side of the field. Depending on how late this game goes, we may see the lights turn on.
Come on, Bam. Come on, Bam. Come on, Bam. Work hard, baby. Hey, let's go 1-4. Hey, let's go, Bam.
One out as Brandon Matros comes set, looks over at first base with Maldine, and delivers home. Ground ball hit through the left side of the infield. It's picked up by Stewart, and Jordan Johnson has a single in back-to-back singles with Maldine. Caleb Warden up next came up with a runner on second base and 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, and hit a skied pop fly to Louis Steen in center. It's pretty muddy out there, and it ended up dropping it and brought in the go-ahead run before Monticello ended up getting one more run across as well. At second base is Maldine, as well as Jordan Johnson moved in there at first base. Hit off the end of the bat down the third base line, and it's going to get up and out of play, although Cade Stewart hustling all the way over to the fence just to guarantee that.
Come on, Bam. Come on, 1-4. We go 1-4.
Ward Dern last year, so far this year has got a 280 batting average and does not have a home run, but curveball falls in, makes it an 0-2 count. Good pitch by Brandon Matros. Also not necessarily one who's going to strike out very often. 0-2 pitch. Matros way ahead, would like to get a ground ball double play to end this inning. Get out of the jam with a runner in scoring position and Maldine at second base. The 0-2 pitch, it's hit off the end of the bat to center field. Louis Steen underneath it. He's going to come in, make the catch, and that'll record the second out of the inning. There's a curveball, a good job by Wardern to hit it to center, but he tried to stay on it, just got a little too underneath it, and he lifted it to center field. Second out is made. That'll bring up the 5-hole Andrew Pereno, the catcher, for his first time today.
Come on, Bam.
Curveball misses at the top of the zone. Laced up and out of play. That'll be popped up. It's a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. He fouled up out of play as well, and so it'll improve to 1 and 2. 2 outs. 0-0 ball, and Monticello has 2 singles in the game so far. Logan Honeycutt in the top of the first got a double down the left field line, but since then there have only been 3 hits in the inning. As the curveball is laced into left field, going over, and it's going to fall as Cade Stewart picks it up. That's going to be a 2-out base hit by Pereno in his first at bat today, and it'll bring up Shepard next in a 1-0 ball game. That was a good job of hitting by Pereno with 2 strikes. Matros kind of left a curveball up over the middle of the plate, and Pereno able to lace it into left field. Now Grant Shepard, the left fielder, up for the Bull Wheels. First pitch is off the plate for ball 1. Well, for Ouachita, you want to find a way to limit the 1 run you've given up here in this inning. But for Monticello, you're pretty happy with the lead, and you'd like to extend that. It's going to be laced to Logan Honeycutt down the first base line. Caught off the middle of the bat. If it gets over his head, you're likely bringing in at least 1. We'll go to the top of the second. Monticello strikes first. They get a run across off of a single from Pereno that scored Maldine, and so we'll be back in just a moment in the top of the second.
Come on, Cade. Come on, Cade.
Cade Stewart to lead things off here in the top of the second inning. Ouachita trailing 1-0 after giving up a series of hits, 3 hits to be exact, off of singles. Brought in a run with 2 outs. First pitch paints the outside corner for strike 1. Good pitch for 1. He's got 3 strikeouts already today, as all 3 outs in the first came off of the strikeout. Did give up a double, though, as that one's popped up and out of play, and it'll get out behind us. Sorry if you heard the banging in the background. Just killed a spider. It's always fun. 0-2 count, no outs. Gonna have to battle at the plate is Cade Stewart.
Baby, let's go.
Slow windup and the pitch. Swung on, and that's the 4th strikeout today, as it was a good job by Lund. Good off speed. Bo Sutton up next.
Come on, twos. Come on, twos. Come on, babe. Let's go, Bo. Come on, Bo. Let's go, Bo.
Sutton, first pitch. He'll take all the way inside with the fastball. looks in, delivers the pitch, and it's going to be hit up and out of play to him over the third base dugout.
Come on, Bo! Come on, Bo.
0-2 count, 1 out. Check swing, thought about going around, but Bo Sutton holds up. Matt Lund has he's appeared in 1 game, and he started that game through 6 2/3. Off-speed misses up and away to even the count at 2-2.
Come on, Bo. Let's go, Bo. Let's go, Bo.
He's also came in with 10 strikeouts. He's already almost up to half of that with 4. That's going to be lace up the middle with another base hit for Ouachita, as it's the second of the game for the Tigers. Bo Sutton with the single up the middle. Timed up the 82-mile-an-hour fastball left over the middle of the plate. Next up is the catcher for the Tigers, Zach Izzo.
Come on, Ziz. Come on, babe.
Zach Izzo comes in with a 250 batting average, has scored a 1 run as well as 1 hit, and he'll take all the way for the first pitch fastball at 85 miles an hour off the plate.
Come on, Zach. Come on, Zach. Let's go, Zach.
0-1 here with 1 out, and the pitch. Big swing and swung through. 0-2 count. Gonna have to fight down in the count, the advantage back to Lund. Sutton with a lead over at first base. Kind of twitching as if he was going to be running. He does not. And that's just off the corner for ball 1. See a big grin from Matt Lunt on the mound. He thought that was strike 3.
Come on, baby.
The 1-2 here with 1 out. And strike 3 as the off-speed was left up, but swung on by Zach Izzo. He choked up quite a bit, but that'll bring up Hunter Gotro, who'd like to find a gap and bring around Bo Sutton on first base, who's got some wheels to him. He's the right fielder today in game 2.
Come on, baby.
Also the left fielder in the first game. Or excuse me, the first baseman in the first game. First pitch swinging by Gotro. Good fastball outside. And that's pretty much how Matt Lunt is starting things. It's pretty much how Matt Lunt is starting the at-bat to every batter he's facing. It's just a fastball off the corner. Can be very dominant with his fastball, as well as a off-speed pitch in the low 70s. The fastball falling in at just under 90. He's a mid to high 80s pitcher. May touch 90 every once in a while. Sun continuing to fall. Paints the outside, 0-2.
Here we go, Blood. Battle up here on 6.
And the 0-2 pitch here with 2 outs in the top of the second. Swung on for strike 3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Good job by Matt Lund. The Tigers with Brandon Matros look to keep it a 1-0 game. They'd like to get their scoring back in the third. We'll be back in just a moment.
Let's go, Bam. Come on, Bam. Ball, Bam. Come on, Bam.
Good first pitch from Brandon Matros is a strike on the outside corner here to Elijah Salaya. The right fielder for the Boll Weevils, Audie Clary and Kyle Frame, the next two batters up. Hit off the end of the bat, going back is Louis Steen. He's underneath it, still backpedaling, and he'll catch it. First out made in the bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-0 ball game. The Boll Weevils came around to score 1 run last inning. Now it's going to be a left-hander, Audie Clary, the second baseman. First pitch, fastball inside for strike one. 82-mile-an-hour pitch. There's another as well. Back-to-back fastballs. Matros getting ahead in all of his counts so far today. It's going to be a ground ball hit to Aaron Studdard. Slides with it, throws across the first base. A pick at first. Well, that's going to be a base hit. As Studdard did everything he could, kind of stumbled a little bit. And Audie Clary is safe at first base. We'll bring up the 9-hole shortstop, Kyle Frame. Tigers are looking for a double play here in this inning. Monticello looking to get another runner here in the bottom of the second. Nice and easy pickoff move over to Logan Honeycutt. Matros a long look in. He'll check Clary at first base. Acts as if he's leaning a little bit, just trying to draw over a throw. And he will be granted one from Brandon Matros.
Come on, Bam. Come on, Bam.
Too far out, ball one. 1-0, one out here in the bottom of the second inning as Kyle Frame, the shortstop for the Boll Weevils, will look down to his third base coach and get some signs. That is John Harvey, the head coach for Monticello. 1-1 count now as the fastball is painted on the inside half of the plate. Reebok playing in with the bag. You got the top of the order coming back up on deck with Nate English. One's across the board. Another pickoff attempt over to first base. Clary standing up on first now as he walks back over. Bunt shown, pulled back as the fastball is way too far outside.
Bam!
2-1, one out. And the next pitch, bunt shown again, too far out. Sign still being given. I mean, this is not necessarily your bunt opportunity situation with a 3-1 count here and one out. But he will not show, and that'll be a strike on the outside corner. 3-2. Now you have an opportunity for a hit and run as well as a just a ball four if it occurs. You know, if you set up the hit and run here, anything close, you're going to be putting it in play anyways. Runner not going. Swung on, strike three. Good pitch by Brandon Matros. A long swing from Frame, and it gets him on the high fastball. Next up is Nate English, who he's a big impact in that first game with the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th off of Adam Belul that really just allowed for Monticello to get back on track. Got them their first win in conference. They improved to 1-3.
Come on, Bam.
2 outs now here in the bottom of the second. Another pickoff attempt over.
Let's go, Bam. Come on now.
Clary annoyed with just the pickoff moves as he just walks back to first base. A long look over at first base, the delivery home, curveball inside, misses the inner half.
Good job, Bam, my boy.
Well, it helps you out when you're a left-handed pitcher and you got a runner on first base, so you have a better chance of keeping him closer at first, but that's a fastball that misses up and away. 2-0 now, 2 outs.
Hold up, Bam. Let's go 1-4. Let's go, Bam. Put in play right here. Let's go 1-4.
That's 3 straight balls as Izzo corrals it, and Clary takes an extended secondary, but will quickly retreat back to first.
Come on, Bam. Come on, Bam.
Matros not wanting to, walk up a run, but instead that's a called strike on the outside corner. Does not want to walk up a runner to second base, especially with the 2-hole John Malden, and came around to score the first run of this ball game on deck.
Come on, Bam. Come on, Bam.
3-1, 2 outs. The next pitch. Swung on, belted back into the net behind home plate. Well, Tiger infield gonna have to throw across anyways. The runner, Clary, will be going to second, regardless, because it's a full count.
Right here, Bam. Come on, Bam. Come on, Bam. Bam. Come on, kid. Come on, kid. Let's go, Bam. Bam. Come on, baby. Work hard. Let's go, kid.
And the curveball up and away for ball 4. So that'll put a runner in scoring position for Maldine, who reached with a base hit in his first at bat up the middle.
Come on, Bam. Come on, baby. Come on, Bam. Let's go, Bam.
Matros stepping off of the mound. Going to regroup himself, and he's ready to go once again to Maldine. Maldine trying to make it a give some insurance runs to Monticello as he takes ball 1 off the plate. We'll pause for a moment as Coach Howard goes out to have a mound visit with Brandon Matros, and we'll be back here in a moment at Field 1 of the Sterlington Sports Complex. be seen coming in and makes a nice catch. Kicking up a lot of mud, as you can tell, out coming in. And the grass has been pretty wet out there. We'll go to the top of the third. Tigers of Ouachita Baptist University trailing the Monticello Bull Weevils. We'll be back in a moment.
Timing down, let's go!
Got Aaron Studdard in the top of the order coming back up as well. Wind up in the first pitch, swung on and popped up down the first base line and out of play. You know, Matt Lund has done a great job just staying ahead in the count. Pitching ahead with a first pitch fastball. Too far away, 85-mile-an-hour fastball misses low. Willard looking to find a way on base here. You can see the shortstop frame playing a little bit closer up the middle, a little chin music, and a wake-up call for Willard inside and upstairs. 2-1, no outs. Tigers would like to find a way to tie things up, down a run here after giving up one in the bottom of the first. Just missed it. Willard swings through it. Another dangerous foul ball. Thankfully missing everyone. 2-2, no outs. Time called for at home plate as granted by Chris Willard. Needs to choke up, put something in play here. Next pitch is low and away. Full count, no outs. Willard trying to find a way on base any way he can. The next pitch, and it's in the dirt for ball 4. Just off the corner. Guess not necessarily in the dirt all the way, but it'll be a walk to lead things off here in the top of the third with Chris Willard, and Aaron Studdard coming back up next. Studdard with 2 more walks that he added to get to 15 in the first game. Not receive a hit. Bunt shown, and it's going to be bunted up and out of play. Be bunted up and out of play. 0-1 count, no outs. Studdard came into the contest of this series with a .303 batting average, tied for the highest on the team with Tyler Reebok. And the 0-1 here with no outs. In the dirt. Good Good job behind the plate by Perino. Off speed is falling behind a little bit more for Lunt and has not fallen here. The 1-1 pitch as Lunt picks up, runner going. It's going to be hit down the right field line as it looked to be a hit and run. Willard will hold up as it gets out of play. That would have worked perfectly for Ouachita, as if Aaron Sutter could have just gotten it down a little bit between first and second. Aaron Sutter awaiting the 1-2. And the next pitch hit to deep right center field, but the center fielder coming over is English. He'll catch it. Good swing by Aaron Studdard, but that'll record the first out here in the top of the third. Logan Honeycutt up next. Had a double down the left field line in his first at bat. Worked that 1-2 count and then just pulled the ball down that third base line. Shortstop Frame still working up the middle in double play position. Runner at first base, Chris Willard, who walked to lead things off here in the top of the third. The next pitch, big swing and swung through. Willard getting a decent lead at first base. Haven't seen very many pickoff attempts. Misses, ball one. That was 85. One's across the board. Tigers needing a big hit here. Instead, it's ball two upstairs. Change-up missing. Sun slowly going down more. The wind has died down though. It's not blowing the flag's not blowing as hard out from center field to left. Honeycutt swings through that. He's gonna need to shorten up here with 2 strikes. 2-2 count, 1 out. Chris Willard at first base here in the top of the third. The next pitch is a strikeout, and stealing the base and safe at second is Chris Willard. And now you've got a miscommunication as Willard goes back safely to first, thinking he was out. And so now we can check the replay, and he actually is safe sliding in, and he just thought he was out, and so he goes back to first. And he's safely at first, but unfortunately for the Tigers, we're still trying to figure out just how to statistically score that, but not really seeing anything like that. Tigers in a tough spot now, as next up is Tyler Reebok. I mean, technically it's a stolen base, but then he just trotted back to first base. I guess he wants to steal it twice if he gets the opportunity. I don't know. I've never seen that. Hits the outside part of the plate, and it's 0-2 here with 2 outs to Reebok. It's a good 84-mile-an-hour fastball painting the outside corner. That's what Lund is doing a great job of, is he's painting the corners. Monticello was looking for that strike him out, throw him out to end the inning, but Willard was safe. He's going to go there, and it's going to be popped up and out of play. So the 0-2 here with 2 outs. Reebok going to have to continue battling at the plate as he gets ready. Willard not going, in the dirt. Correction, it just carried a little bit up. Didn't hit the ground, but it'll be ball 1 of the at-bat. 1-2, 2 outs. 87-mile-an-hour fastball misses. Reebok would like to make it a one-run ball game in favor of Ouachita if he can place one over that right field fence and maybe accidentally hit a car. It's low, and that was a great pitch. Just missed low, and it'll even the count at 2-2. Great pitch from Lund. Just missed. Willard not going, and it's going to be popped up and out of play the third base side. It's a big battle between these guys. Chop to the first base side, and it'll go foul right back to the dugout. Bo Sutton will kick it around and pick it up, but it'll still be 2-2 count here with 2 outs. As Matt Lund, it's been all him today in Game 3. Getting quite a few strikeouts. Got Reebok in his first at bat. He's looking for one final one here to secure through 3 innings that his team did not give up a hit or give up a run, and he will as he gets a big strikeout, swinging strikeout from Reebok. We'll go into the bottom of the third and be back in just a moment.
Come on, Bam!
That. Louis Steen underneath, they caught it, but it's an 0-1 count here, 1 out.
Bam, come on, Bam.
That'll paint the outside corner, but misses just a little bit, 1-1. And 1 out as well here in the bottom of the third to Warden. Curveball falls in on the inner half, strike 2. Only 2 games have actually finished today. Henderson got defeated by Tech 10-6, as well as Monticello beating Ouachita in the first game 4-2. 2-2 count. Curveball in the dirt. Izzo keeps it in front, but it'll work a full count here to Warden. Matros, long look in, delivers the pitch. Curveball, strike 3. Good pitch by Matros, winning the lefty-on-lefty matchup. The Tigers will throw it around, and we'll have Andrew Perrano, who singled in his first at-bat today and got the RBI single in the bottom of the first. Has made it a 1-0 ball game for Monticello. First pitch, fastball inside and low, 82 miles an hour, and so it'll be a 1-0 count now to start things off to Perrano. Perrano will step out, fix his batting gloves, and commence the 1-0 pitch. Now Izzo going to call time and go out and have a short conversation with Matros, just make sure they're on the same page. Saw him look over at the dugout with head coach Luke Howard, just checking on him to tell him to take a deep breath. You know, you got 2 outs and you're just looking for 1 more here. It's been a pitcher's day so far. Quite a few strikeouts we've seen today. Wish I could tell you the exact number of strikeouts we've seen. As that'll leave the count at 1-1. Good fastball off the corner. Next fastball just missing off the plate, maybe on the right side of the black. 2-1 count, 2 outs here. Wind blowing from center to left. And a 3-1 as that one misses. One. Matros with the next pitch. Just misses inside. That's a 2-out walk. Drawn by Perrano, and next up is Shepard. Shepard a line out to first base with Logan Honeycutt in his first at bat. He's looking to start a rally here with 2 outs. First pitch to Shepard. It's going to be hit to center field. Straight on it, Louis Steen coming in. Makes a diving catch, and he's going to get the out. Good catch by Louis Steen. He took a first step back, but he'll help out his pitcher, Brandon Matros. We'll go into the top of the 4th inning. Tigers trailing 1-0, but have not been able to get a run across. It's been Lunt's day today. Matt Lunt on the mound. He's looking for another big inning. We'll be back in just a moment. Louis Steen up first to start things off here in the top of the fourth. Louis Steen had a a two-run home run in the first game, in the first inning of the first game that put Ouachita up 2-0 for 8 innings. But then in the bottom of the 8th, Monticello responded with a 2-run blast of their own from Nate English as the first pitch hits the outside corner to Louis Steen. Steen choking up a little bit on the bat. He's going to hit a laser into left field for a single and get Ouachita started off with a base hit. Next up will be Cade Stewart. And Bo Sutton moving up on deck. He had a lace single into center field in his last at bat. It is a bunt opportunity down a run here. Bunt shown by Stewart, who'll actually pull back and take a strike on the outside part of the plate. And he'll have a short conversation with Coach Howard as well. I think it was because he had shown bunt, he didn't want to give that away too early, and so he pulled away. He did give it away too early. He has to pull back, and instead he's going to have to talk with Coach Howard, just make sure they're on the same page as well. He needs to get this bunt down to get Ouachita in scoring position here with an out, and Bo Sutton on deck, who already has a single, as well as Zach Izzo.
Okay, you shot right here. Okay.
No bunt there. It's a fastball way inside for ball 1. 1-1 count, no outs. I think the radar may have been a little off there. Said it was a 65-mile-an-hour fastball, but looked to be a little bit harder than that. Up and in. The 1-1 here to Cade Stewart. And that's called for strike 2. Stewart going to step in with the 1-2. He's going to have to choke up, try and put something in play here. A good opportunity for a hit and run. Not going there. A good foul tip. Will bounce off the plate and go back to the backstop. One, two. In the dirt, it's going to get away from the catcher, Moreno, and so now you've got no outs and a runner in scoring position with Louis Steen at second base. Now your approach for Stewart is you got to get the ball to the right side of the infield. Find a way to move Louis Steen over. And then Bo Sutton coming up next. First baseman Warden shading a little bit towards second base. The right field line is open. It's going to be hit to center field. A diving catch made by the center fielder, and it's going to be a opportunity at second base for a double play, and they'll get him. As Louis Steen is caught in between short and third, thought that English was going to miss it, makes a great play on it, and doubles him up at second base. It was a good swing by Stewart, but just got jammed. Louis Steen tried to get back to second, and instead a pick by the shortstop, or excuse me, by the second baseman, Audie Clary, helped out the double play, and so Ouachita runs themselves out of an inning with 2 outs now, and Bo Sutton up next. First pitch swinging, it's going to be popped up down the third base side. Catcher's going to come over in Pereno, get the final out. And so the Tigers do run themselves out of the inning. We'll go into the the bottom of the 4th inning with Brandon Matros. Side to Elijah Salea. Right fielder for Monticello. It's a 1-0 lead for the Bull Weevils. Swung on and hit off the front of his foot. So he's going to hobble around a little bit. That's always painful. He'll try and walk it off a little to even the count at 1-1. Ouachita ended up getting a leadoff single from Louis Steen, who advanced to second on a pass ball, but he was not able to come around to score because a hit up the middle that was caught by Nate English on a diving catch made a great play on it, doubled him up. Good fastball in the outside corner and make it 1-2. They were able to double up Louis Steen, and then a pop-up to the catcher off the bat of Bo Sutton ensured that we went to the bottom of the 4th. So that's where we find ourselves right now. It's a 1-2 count here with no outs to Salea, and a 2-2 count as the pitch misses up and away. That's going to be hit up and out of play as well. So now you got a 2-2 once again. Matros a long look in. The fastball low. Kept in front by Izzo, but not swinging at it was Salea. Got to find a way to make Salea hit you here. Off the end of the bat, shallow center field. Louis Steen going to take a couple steps in, and he'll make the out. So once again, it's been a pitcher's game today in these first 2 games. You know, not a lot of runs, only 6 runs in the first game combined, and for most of it, it was a 2-0 ball game. Ouachita had the 2-0 lead for 8 innings, and then gave up 4 in the bottom of the 8th, and ultimately blew it. First pitch strike to Cleary, and then Frame is on deck. That's going to be fouled directly back to the net behind us, and it'll be an 0-2. Lefty on lefty matchup has pretty much been won today by Brandon Matros on the mound. Good take though off of the plate on the curveball to Clary. He holds up, the second baseman for Monticello. Clary came into the series at 154. Another check swing on the off-speed pitch, and good job by Zach Izzo. Keep that in front. Splitting time with Cade McBride. The 2-2 curveball will bounce off the plate and actually hit Clary in the rib, and he's okay, but it'll commence the 2-2 once again. One out in the inning. It's going to be a chopper down the third base line. Reebok will pick it up nice and easy and throw it back to the Monticello dugout.
Come on, Bam! Come on, Bam!
That's strike three. Good off-speed pitch on the inner half, and so now you got 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth as we're at the halfway mark. And next up will be the 9-hole shortstop, Kyle Frame. He'll take ball one up and away. The first pitch of his at bat, and it's still a 1-0 ball game. You know, Ouachita hoping to do what Monticello did to them after scoring early. First pitch, 1-1, or excuse me, second pitch, 1-1 count as it's the first strike. But you know, Ouachita scored 1-0 or 2-0 in the first game in that first inning. Didn't score for 7 more, or didn't score at all the rest of the game. But Monticello did with 4 in the 8th. Swinging strike makes it 1-2. Matros looking for another final out as that's popped up and out of play. And that'll hit right in the middle of the plaza for just a long foul ball. On deck is Nate English. We saw him make an incredible diving catch that doubled up Ouachita last inning. And the 1-2 way out. Izzo, one of 2 brothers on this team, both of which have joined Ouachita's team this year. His older brother, Jordan Izzo, transferred from a junior college. Curveball hit to the shortstop, or excuse me, third baseman, thrown across. Tyler Reebok for the final out. A little hard to see that one, and nonetheless, it's the final out of play. We go into the final 3 innings with Ouachita down a run 1-0 going into the top of the 5th.
Good, Bam! Let him play! Come on! Good, Bam!
Izzo, left field usually doesn't go around the horn, my man.
second with no outs, but unfortunately, that fortune came to an end as it was a double-up bunt hit to the third baseman. Johnson going to pick it up, throw across his body for the first out to get Zach Izzo. Good play by Jordan Johnson. Next up is Hunter Gotro, who he's got some power in that bat, and he could tie this with the swing of his bat. One out in the inning now off of one pitch. First pitch swinging, and a long swing at that as it's caught underneath it. And you got to give credit to Matt Lund. He has done phenomenal today since being in this game. This is the outside corner, 1-1. That won't miss though. It's painting the outside corner as called by the home plate umpire. So it'll be 1-2 here with one out. And strike three once again as down goes Gotro. We'll go into the third batter for the inning with Chris Willard up next. Like to find a way on base here. The outside corner has not been the friend of Ouachita today because Matt Lund has painted it perfectly in so many at-bats. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. That was actually the 9th strikeout on the day for Matt Lundy. Lund has got a 0-2 count, 2 outs here. Check swing from Willard. Reach base in his last at-bat. Like to do so again. Instead, it's strike three. That's the 10th. He's in double-digit strikeouts. We saw Adam Balul throw 11 earlier, but now Lund in just 5 innings has got 10 of them. So we'll be back for the bottom of the 5th here in a moment. Monticello looking to add to their 1-0 lead as no runs have come across since the bottom of the 1st.
Come on, Bam. Bam. Go, Bam. Come on, kid. Come on, kid. Go, Bam.
Bunt shown by English as he was unable to pull back there, but first pitch is a strike to English, and it's the top of the order facing off against Matros for the 3rd time through. Curveball falls in, strike 2. Izzo sets up way out, and strike 3. 3 straight pitches. English will go down back to the dugout, and the first out is retired. Good job by Matros. I mean, you cannot blame the pitching for either of these teams today. They've been phenomenal. It's just Ouachita has not been able to break out a hitting after their 2-run bomb in the first inning of the first game. They went very quiet since then. misses off the plate just a little bit. Ball 1.
Come on, Bam.
It's Malden. Malden started his first at bat off with a base hit up the middle. He'll work a 2-0 here as that pitch misses low. That'll paint it though, and so it's 2-1. Two-hopper to Tyler Reebok. He stabs at it, throws a laser over to first base, and he's out at first by a step. A good play by Tyler Reebok, a good stretch on the back end by Logan Honeycutt, and it records the second out. They're helping out Brandon Matros as Malden grounds out to third base. Jordan Johnson made a great play defensively and on the bunt from Zach Izzo. He'll come up next. Does have a single in this game. First pitch he sees is a fastball off the corner, 83 miles an hour for strike 1. Next pitch misses just a little low. One, curveball, make it a 2-1 count as it misses low. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, a 1-0 lead for Monticello as Ouachita is down to their final 6 outs. Sky to left field. Underneath it is Stewart. He's playing around with it a little bit, and he will make the final out. So 3 up, 3 down go the Boll Weevils. Good job by Brandon Matros, and we'll be back in a moment for the top of the 6th inning. Send out prayers to the McGee family as head softball coach Mike McGee passed away this morning after his fight with cancer. But his love for Ouachita as well as his players and the Lord was very prominent in his life, and did an incredible job coaching for the Tigers softball team. I had a pleasure of calling many of his softball games this past year, and man, just a phenomenal man. He will be very much missed. So we'll remember his wife Debbie, daughter Beth, and son Ryan during this time. If y'all would please pray for that as well. Just pray for them as we truly miss Mike McGee. 1-0 count here as it's now 1-1. Even count to Aaron Studdard for his next time around. He'll take that one off the plate, 2-1. hits the inside half, and so it's 2-2 in the count. Aaron Stutter can't believe it, as that was way inside. He's going to have to battle, though, with 2 strikes against him. And I think he can make a case. I'm looking at the replay, and the ball is almost crossing the white of the right-hander's batter's box. But maybe a makeup call from the last pitch. It's a full count here with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Tigers desperately needing a run down to their final 6 outs of play. Ball 4 as Studdard will draw his 16th of the season. Go down to first base, and then Logan Honeycutt will be up next. Honeycutt with a strikeout and a double that he had in his first at bat. It's a bunt opportunity situation here. We'll see if Logan Honeycutt lays one down. We saw Johnson make a great play on Zach Izzo's bunt. Bunt shown. And it's going to be down the first base side of things. He's going to have an opportunity to be there at first base, and he's called out at first. Coach Howard is fired up coming off of that, and he's going to probably have a conversation with the umpire in the field. It was a close play at first. We'll have to look at the replay. It was a great bunt towards the first base side, picked up by Warden, and I think that's the right call. He did step on first base just before the foot of Logan Honeycutt stepped there, but a great bunt by Honeycutt nonetheless. If he had deadened it just a little bit, he might have been safe. Gonna bring up Tyler Reebok, the 3-hole. Oh, it was actually much closer when you slow it down. Thanks, guys, just for doing that for us. The left foot of... That's going to be skied to right field. That might get out of here. It's up. And it's out of here. It's a home run. As Tyler Reebok has made it 2-1, and he gets his 4th home run on the season. And Ouachita takes the lead here in the top of the 6th, 2-1. That ball carried way back. And that is huge for Tyler Reebok. Now it's a 2-1 ball game here in the top of the 6th. Louis Steen up next. First pitch swinging from Louis Steen. A good pitch, though, by Lunt. Staying in things. Popped up, and it's going to get out of play. It was a high fastball up and in, as you could tell on the replay, and Tyler Reebok, not one you're going to want to throw that to. He's got 4 home runs and is tied for 2nd most in the conference right now. Steen will choke up a little bit with the 0-2 count and 1 out here in the top of the 6th. That's going to be just off the corner for ball 1.
Let's go, Lewis.
Good take by Steen. He checks the swing just a little bit. Did not go around. It's 2-2. You can see the sun shining just straight out of right field on a nice line for us from behind home plate. And kind of impaired our vision a little bit with the home run ball. But the home plate umpire was all over it. Steen swinging out of his shoes, but it'll be another strikeout. I believe that's the 11th on the day for Lunt. So he ties Adam Balul with 11 from the first game. As we mentioned, it's been a pitcher's duel all over the place today in both these games. Cade Stewart up. Takes ball 1 low.
Let's go, Cade.
Hit off the end of the bat to right field. The right fielder is underneath it. That's Salea. He'll make the final out, but not before Ouachita gets a 2-run blast by Tyler Reebok and makes it a 2-1 lead here. Going into the bottom of the 6th inning, Monticello looks to respond, as we'll be back in just a moment. Ouachita took the 2-1 lead after a 2-run home run off the bat of Tyler Reebok in that 6th inning. Scored Aaron Studdard as well. And Brandon Matros back out on the mound to try and keep this lead. He's facing off against Caleb Warden, Andrew Pereno, and Grant Shepard. First pitch was a ball to Warden. The next is going to be swung on, popped up and out of play. Bounces off the concrete behind us, and no one was harmed. The 1-1, no outs. Curveball just missing low and outside. You got to be careful with Warden. He can definitely do some damage to you. Fastball paints the outside corner at 80 miles an hour, and it'll even the count at 2-2. We've seen him sky a couple today. Getting a little bit chillier here. The wind has switched directions. That's going to be popped up again as well, and it'll be up and out of play. Curveball, foul tipped, and so a little new life for Warden. Warden with that swing was literally trying to tie it up at 2 apiece. It's still 2-1, however, and Warden awaits the next pitch. Check swing, good block by Zach Izzo, but instead it'll run the count full. That's actually going to hit Warden, and Warden's actually going to stare down Brandon Matros. It's not like that was intentional. You're not trying to put the tying run on first base. And now it's a bunt scenario for the 5-hole Andrew Pereno, Grant Shepard on deck. Now you see Zach Izzo coming out from behind the plate, call a play. Ouachita will run here in a bunt scenario. It's likely telling the third baseman Tyler Reebok as well as first base what to do here. Andrew Pereno has a RBI in this game. That came in the bottom of the first. Bunt not shown. Fastball up and away. Throw back down the first baseline. Chris Willard hopping up, and he'll corral it. And it'll that'll just be ball one.
Go. Come on, man. 2 more. Let's go, Sam.
It's going to be popped up down the first baseline, and it's going to actually get out of play. Saw Logan Honeycutt and Chris Willard going over. They're not going to get to it. The wind has really picked up a little bit more and made it a little bit colder here for myself and Jimmy. Yeah, it's a little brisk. With the sun setting, it's definitely making it a little bit. You can see the umpire shielding his eyes, just trying to be able to see this next pitch. Ground ball hit to third, Reebok to second, Willard on the other end, first base, and he's out for a double play. Good job by Ouachita. They get 2 outs on the ground ball hit by Pereno. Shepard will come back up, and Monticello push their final 4 outs. Well, it's been a full 180, I should say, from the first game, with Ouachita leading, and then ended up blowing it up in the 8th inning off Monticello. And then just changing things up, in the second to last inning, and now the 6th of this inning, Ouachita was able to score 2 runs off of the home run ball. Good play by Logan Honeycutt. You could see it on your screen on the back end stretch, as well as Chris Willard on the other end. Fastball on the outside plate. It's 1-1, 2 outs. Pop up, it's going into right field. Bo Sutton underneath it. They'll take a couple steps in and catch it for the 3rd out. We'll go into the top of the 7th inning, the final inning of play, as it is a 7-inning game. Ouachita leading 2-1 over Monticello. First pitch to Bo Sutton off the plate for ball 1. The next will fall for a strike, though, as into pitch In place of Lunt is Scott Gillespie, and I mean, credit Lunt, he did a phenomenal job today. Pitching in the double-digit strikes, or excuse me, double-digit strikeouts. That's going to be a one-hopper off Bo Sutton's bat to Gillespie. He'll toss it over for the first out. On the back end to Warden. And it'll be Zach Izzo. Zach Izzo, the 7-hole catcher. Oh, Jimmy, we should have brought some gloves. More than gloves, yes. A heater would have been nice. It's going to be hit foul on the first baseline. I actually could not see it at all, but the sun is right in right field, and anything down that ways is pretty challenging. Placed down the right field line, and it's going to go foul by about 8 feet. And so it'll be just a long strike, an 0-2 count here with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Tigers would like to lengthen their 1-run lead, 2-1. They lost 4-2 in last game after leading for 8 innings, blew it in the 8th, but Monticello has since then changed that up with Ouachita after leading the entire game. They've given up 2 in the inning before, so history's repeated itself twice. As you see, Izzo swings through the off-speed there and strikes out on 3. Hunter Gotro will look to get things started here with 2 outs for Ouachita here in the top of the 7th inning, the final inning of play, with Matros coming back up on the mound likely in the bottom of the inning. Fastball away, strike 1. Good off-speed pitch coming back in. Started it inside at about Gotro's hip, and it tails in for a strike. That was a great pitch. 0-2, the next pitch from Gillespie, misses off the plate. First ball in the at-bat. 1-2, 2 outs. It's a defensive swing caught by Gillespie. He'll flip it over underhanded. Tigers go down 3 up, 3 down. Matros and the Tigers will look to respond. Coming back up in the final inning of play. Ouachita leads 2-1. We'll be back in just a moment. The 7, 8, 9 hole hitters, and Matros looking to get all 3 in that order, as it's a 2-1 lead for Ouachita here in the final inning of play. Monticello sent to their final 3 outs of play, and it's Salea, Clary, and Frame. Hit down the right field line. It's going to go out of play and even the count at 1-1 here with no outs in the bottom of the 7th. Ouachita looking to tie the series up with a big win here. Foul tipped into the glove, strike 2. That's going to be a single into right field, though, and the tying run is on. And it's going to actually get past Sutton. He'll get it in as an error by Sutton allows for him to get to second base. So a single and an error, and you're likely going to see a bunt opportunity for the 8-hole Clary. Tough break for Ouachita as they do have the lead, but you know, they've struggled to close out some games, and they really need to try and find that in themselves, you know. But it is a 2-1 lead. Tying run is 180 feet away at second base. Bunt shown, bunted up in the air. It's going to be Matros who gets it, tosses it over to first base for the first out as Clary bunts it. And then it'll bring up Kyle Frame. Kyle Frame, the shortstop. No, we're going to have actually a pinch hitter in place of Frame. And it's going to actually be Brody Threet going to come up. Brody Threet caught the first game, the whole game. Carreno finished catching this one. It's going to be laced to right center field, going back. It's going to get up and out of here, and Monticello wins it off of a walk-off pinch hit home run off the bat of Threet. It's 3-2 is your final score, and Threet hits it. A great piece of hitting off the bat of Threet. Comes in and seals the deal and takes the series away from Ouachita, as it is now 3-2. Ouachita falls to 1-4 in conference, as well as 5-7 on the year. As well as that's just a huge hit and a great piece of hitting by Threet to come in, face one pitch, and just lace it over the right center wall. Ouachita will look to respond tomorrow. And we will see tomorrow here as they'll have the live stream. I'm Josh Salem. I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going back to school. But we will thank you. It's been a pleasure. It was a great game, a pitcher's matchup between both these teams. And so I guess both teams are not going to shake hands here. And Monticello, I guess with the excessive call or with the excessive celebration. And so the Tigers going to remain in the dugout. But again, I'm Josh Salem. Been a pleasure calling this game with y'all. A big hit by Threet seals the deal in the second game and gives Monticello their second win in conference, and they improve to 2-3 after two big wins today. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much to Sterlington Sports Complex for the two games today. They'll be playing tomorrow as well. We'll see you next time.